So hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we are reviewing a brand new custom ROM that is Project Xtended. Now this ROM comes with the sleepy kernel. Like you can see here, this ROM comes with the sleepy kernel, and with that everything is buttery smooth. Like there is no lag, no jitter whatsoever. Everything feels extremely smooth. Like there are some other features it has this AOSP kind of dialer which allows you to record calls and all that. It is an added benefit, but let's start with the battery backup as usual. Now, like you can see here, the battery backup is pretty good, I'll say. It is giving around 9 hours and 3 minutes of screen on time with 55 hours of screen off time. The screen off time is a bit more. I don't know what happened, but my device didn't go to deep sleep yesterday night, so there was a pretty huge battery drain. But it only happened for one night, so I can ignore it. Like you can see here, the deep sleep is working pretty fine. I'll say like 3 milliamps of drain in idle, so I'll say it is pretty decent. There are a few bugs in this ROM, but I'll talk about them in the end of the video. Now let's continue talking about the charging of this ROM, and like you can see here, this device charged from 8% to 82% in around hour and 7 minutes. That is around 67 minutes. So the charging is decently fast. Like it charged by 74% in 67 minutes. Like it's not 33-watt fast, but yeah, it's good enough for me. Now talking about the customizations in this ROM, the customizations are found in this extension tab, and like you can see here, it has this ambient decor type of thing. Like you can adjust the music visuals and all that stuff, like music ticker, edge lighting, AOD, light color, custom color, and all that stuff. You can customize even AOD, like you can customize the ambient AOD, all that stuff here. You can also add an image, like you can enable this and add a local image using gallery app. So I don't really use this kind of stuff, so I'd keep it off. Now in the animation section, it is pretty usual, I'll say. Like this is the CRT style of power of animation, like this. And the fingerprint sensor also works decently fine, like you can see here. Then there is this power menu animation, like you can see here. It slides in smoothly, so there's that. And then there are these button customization. You can choose to have volume panel on the left, like you can see here. The volume panel shows up in the left, and if I turn it off, then it shows in the right. And I can also reorient the buttons when using in the landscape mode, so there's that. And I can also wake up the screen using the volume rocker. Now in the lock screen section, there are a decent amount of customizations, like you can enable or disable the charging info, you can hide the status bar, you can disable the ripple effect while turning on the display with the fingerprint sensor. And then you can also enable disable media cover art. You can also put weather details on your lock screen. Like let me show you here. I don't know why the lock screen looks bugged. When I flashed this ROM, it was looking fine. I think there is some problem with this theme kind of, so let's not talk about that right now. Like you can see here, there is small weather notification here on the lock screen, so it is kind of helpful. You can know the weather without unlocking the phone, so I think it's good to have. And then there are this navigation gestures and all that, system navigation, 3 button, 2 button navigation. And then you can further customize like back sensitivity on right edge, left edge. And you can also adjust the height of the back gesture and all that stuff. I don't really use it, so I keep it on the default. And nowadays apps don't even have those hamburger menu anymore due to these gestures, so it all balances out. And then there is this extended swipe action. I also don't use this stuff, like it overcomplicates things for me, so I just keep it default. Now in the power menu section you can enable this hide on lock screen for security purposes, like then your lock screen menu won't show up when your device is locked, and when you unlock the device, then only it will show, like you can see here. Then you can add other options like power restart, advanced restart, and screenshot settings, lockdown, and all that. You can also add this flashlight on the go and all that stuff. So I usually keep it on the default. Then in the status bar you can adjust clock and date style, font style. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I won't explain in detail. Like you can also enable seconds in the clock, like you can see here when I turned on, then it is showing seconds. So it is pretty self-explanatory. So then there are these battery customizations. You can adjust the style of battery icon that you want in the status bar. I've chosen this dotted circle, so it shows this dotted circle. It works decently fine, no issues with that. Then there are these special icons on the status bar. You can choose to enable or disable them if you like. I want to know if an app is using camera or anything, so I keep it on. And there's that. Then there are these theme room. This is like the special kind of stuff that this ROM comes with. Now you can enable, disable, or schedule the dark theme. And then there are other themes, like if I enable the dark theme, I can choose other options like material ocean. It takes a while to apply, and then it applies in the whole system, like notification panel and all that stuff. It applies everywhere, so you can check them out one by one and see if something suits you. Then there are these advanced monet settings, like if you don't want your device to pick colors from your wallpaper, like I did. The wallpaper is blue and black, but my icons and all that color palette is green, so I have chosen this theme style. Then there is this expressive, so there's that. If you don't want to make your wallpaper theme all across your phone, then you can choose it on your own. Then these are pretty self-explanatory, like this is the Wi-Fi icon, signal icons, and then font style and icon shape. I think this will fix it. Lock screen clock style, like if I choose it to default. Okay, yes, this single line one is bugged, so if I choose it to double line, then I think it should fix it. No, it didn't fix it. Let me pick it to default and see if it makes a difference. No, actually didn't, so it's a bug, I think. Let me just reboot the system UI and see if anything makes a difference. In the while a notification is showing, then the time shows just fine. I think it happens when the lock screen is clear, like there are no notifications. Yeah, now it's fine. So there was a bug, I think, in the theme room. So make sure you keep it on the default and you don't mess with these settings, like it will be annoying. I think it was really annoying for me. Then you can safely choose your style here, whichever you want. Like usually like this concentrate, and it looks pretty good. I think you can see here it looks really good, so there's that. Then there are these extras customization, like you can see here there is this game space, parallel space, where you can add a secondary app, like 2 accounts of WhatsApp in the same phone and all that stuff. So there's that. Then there are these unlock higher FPS in games, enable charging animation, partial screenshot, USB configuration. Now this is interesting, like you can just permanently set an option with when you connect your phone to a PC, so it will automatically enable this option, like file transfer. You don't have to do it manually all the time, so I think that is a good option to have. Then some of the other stuff, like Google Play certification, so the device is certified, like you can see here. and the banking apps work just fine. I've used Google Pay and there was no problem whatsoever. But there was a bug in the Google Photos app, and it doesn't show the unlimited storage. Like you can see here, this is like showing 15 GB used and all that stuff, so there is no unlimited storage in this ROM. So if you want unlimited storage, you can look for other ROMs. This one doesn't have it. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, like I didn't even see the options in the settings or customization to enable or disable it. So I think this one doesn't come with the unlimited storage and all that. Then talking about the camera app, like this one comes with this basic MIUI camera. This is not a Leica camera by any means. Like Leica camera is just better, I think, but this one is also decent. Like it is far decent than those aperture cameras or Gcam Go cameras. This one is far better than that, so I'm pretty fine with it. Actually, I don't really have an option, and everything just works, like document mode and all that stuff. Everything is working just fine. Pro mode is also working fine. All the cameras are working fine. Like ultra wide is working fine. Even the macro camera is working just fine. Like you can see here, the macro camera focus is just fine, and the front camera is also working fine. I have tested it. Now talking about the benchmark in this ROM, like this is the Geekbench 6 benchmark, and you can see that the single core score is 718 and the multi-core score is 1644. So there's that, and then this is the CPU stress test, and you can see that CPU throttle to 86% of this maximum performance. Now this is like a 50 thread and 15-minute test, so you can judge the performance with the scores here. I think it is pretty decent. I don't do much of gaming anyway, so it's fine for me. Now some of the bugs that I encountered in this ROM were like this Android system intelligence keeps stopping and all that. Now it keeps popping up again and again, so it gets annoying after a bit. Now this has stopped now. I don't know why, like something may have updated in the background, and this doesn't happen anymore. Like initially when you used to reboot this ROM, this used to show up like 7 or 8 times, and it used to get really annoying. But something in the background just got fixed, and now it doesn't show anymore. So there's that. I thought it was like important to tell you, so I'm telling you now. Now the earphones, Bluetooth earphones and all that work just fine. I've tried them and they work just fine, so you don't need to worry about that. Another thing is, like sometimes this ROM can get a bit jittery, if I may. Like it's not severe, but sometimes it's not ultra smooth. Like this time this is really smooth, like buttery smooth. But at some other times, like this ROM is a bit jittery. That's my experience, so I'm sharing it with you all, so you can decide if you want to flash it or not. It's not like a deal breaker or something. Like it doesn't hang, the ROM doesn't like get stuck on the screen or something. Like if you don't need to force reboot it, the ROM just works fine, but there are a bit jitters. Other than that, this ROM comes with the Dolby Atmos, and with that the sound experience is just amazing. Like I don't have any problem with the sound at all, and app opening speeds and app opening speeds and closing speed, they are just fine. I think they are really smooth. Like I don't have a problem at all. Every app works just fine. Now if you should flash this ROM or not, I think if you don't have any problem with a little bit of jitters and all that, like, and if you are okay with the MIUI camera, then I'll say go ahead and flash it. Like this is a very smooth ROM. This ROM has a size of 1.4 GBs, and it does have a bit of G apps and a bit of USB apps. like the messaging and the clock and all that stuff. Some of the apps were USB, so I just flashed the nick gaps add-ons for these messages and clock and all other apps. Like the files app was also the USB one, so I just flashed the uh, add-on for the Google files, and now everything is working just fine. I don't have any problem with that. You can see here in this video on how to flash add-ons and get rid of the USB apps if you flash vanilla or you flash this ROM. You can just flash Google add-ons and they work just fine with this ROM. I didn't have any problem whatsoever, and I'm really enjoying this Google dialer. It lets me record calls without any announcement and all that stuff. So I'll say go ahead and flash it. This ROM has a really good battery backup. Well, sometimes. Well, according to me, you can flash this ROM. This comes under my recommendation list. Like if you don't have any problem with the with not having unlimited Google Photos storage and all that stuff, then you can flash it and enjoy it. And I really love this ROM. Like I've been testing this ROM for 3 days now, and I've been really enjoying this USB dialer. Like I really love USB dialer actually. I don't really like the Google dialer at all. Like if you they don't really let you record calls without announcement, but USB dialer lets you do that. And you can also just swipe to call or text and all that stuff, so it works just fine. And on that note, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye now.